Never seen one.
The guy came out of the liquor store the other day with a Make America Great Again hat on. It was the first, I mean, I'm not, again, we're not getting political here, but it was the first time seeing it in person, someone with a hat on at the Dartmouth liquor store. It's kind of just like, that was weird.
What?
Got a double take, like a...
Where do I start? They say life imitates art. I'm trying to paint a picture. Paint a picture that's licking you scripture. I ain't just another nigga. Another nigga with a dream. It seems we finally made him all believe. A dream to be the reason we come to achieve. The life that we would all kill for, even die for. I score, so sick, so sick. Sick and tired of these little kids talking grown shit.
Should I do last name first? First name last? You don't care.
It's you, man.
First name, Jeremy. Jeremy. McAvoy. MC, capital A. VOY.
I remember I spelled your name with an A, the MAC, in a text one day, and you're like, excuse me. That's incorrect, sir.
You got to correct people. I mean, it's definitely, I get it. Yeah. McAvoy, MC. I think it's an Irish thing.
I was going to ask.
Yeah, I think so. My uncle's really into the family tree and whatever that website is. I don't even know what it's called. Ancestry. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he loves that stuff. Power to him.
You know your roots?
No,
your
I
deep
don't.
Roots?
I feel like I'm really, really bad for that. I don't know. To be quite honest, I think it's Irish. I should ask him.
Ask him.
It's a very easy resource. I don't have to pay to go get Ancestry. I could easily just message my uncle and ask him.
Ask Uncle McAvoy.
I will.
And get back to us, would you?
If I wasn't in airplane mode, I'd ask him right now.
Well, you ready? All right. So okay. Don't say nothing else. You ready?
I'm ready.
Welcome everybody to the Change the Narrative podcast, episode 66. I'm your host, Terrence Taylor. I'm here with the gentleman who was just getting ready to say something. What were you getting ready to say? I cut you off.
I wasn't even saying anything. I was just going to take a big gulp. I just didn't want to.
Oh, you know the microphone etiquette.
Yeah.
Matt Thompson will be very proud of you. See, those of you who
could probably hear it though.
But you tried. You're making effort to not make food sounds and mouth things with.
It's funny because I saw on one of your other podcasts someone was chewing gum. Don't remember who it was.
You're not allowed to do that.
You got quite angry.
Shaq was just here and Shaq was like, yo, where can I spit my gum? And I was like, thank you. Okay, can you turn her off, please? Yeah. The Bose, she's very kind. No, it's right there. Just hold the power button on the side. And then she turns off. Boom, done. Thank you, sir.
She's interrupted.
I have a long... You're probably one of my oldest friends.
Yep.
Since I've lived in Nova Scotia. We would have met when?
Well, it would have been... How long were you in Nova Scotia? Did you come right to Nova Scotia when you went to X? You were here before that, correct?
I got here in grade 10. Halfway through grade 10.
So...
That was 2004.
And I definitely would have seen you playing for Cole Harbour. But at that time, it wouldn't have been like friends.
Right.
Would have been, I know Terrence Taylor. I know who he is.
Right. Then we saw each other in Vegas.
Yeah. But that was after. We still had... Because there was the X camp.
Oh!
Remember?
Yes!
There was the X camp.
Oh,
yeah.
shit.
So it started with you playing for Cole Harbour.
Yes.
And then, obviously, by the time you went to X, I would have been playing for Auburn.
Right.
And maybe I wasn't even playing for Auburn right away.
I don't know, but Alberto and I argued over which...
And I ended up playing with Alberto.
Yes, but can't
remember who won. And let's not get into that. Maybe we could figure out from him down the road.
We should. But Alberto and I, you were the number one pick. And I wanted the number one pick because I wanted Jeremy McAvoy on my team. But I didn't get him. But it didn't matter because, I don't know. There's just something about you. I don't know what it was. And I don't know.
White skin.
And you had how was your hair then?
Oh, I had curls then.
Like
Not
the
now,
serious
man. Look.
curls. The fireman.
Yeah,
Bobby.
I'm not ashamed of it. I'm sure you can see it. We'll get a little clip if it's
That's okay.
Yeah.
Well, we don't point it out if you don't want anybody.
Hey, it is what it is, man. My brother's bald. He's been bald for a couple years now.
Yeah.
And he's not old. He's 28.
Okay. That's a young man.
He's razor blade bald.
Shouts to Wayne.
And when it grows back, it's not pleasant. So, I mean, I'm getting there.
It's
Wifey
okay.
knows.
She don't care.
Shout out to Shannon. God bless that woman. Fiance.
I would say congratulations.
Thank you.
When's the wedding?
Who knows? There's no way I'm putting anything out there right now. I will be
It's happening.
slaughtered.
But it's going to happen.
It'll happen soon. Yeah, soon-ish. I mean, we're not in a rush. I mean, geez. 7.5, going on 8 years.
Yeah. It's a lot of love.
Lived together the entire 8 years. People don't understand. We moved in I won't say we moved. I moved in quick.
Okay.
I just kind of, she was close to SMU. I helped her move in. We were kind of, both playing ball.
Yeah.
I'm just going to stay here more and more. You know how it goes. More and more stuff. And next thing you know, here's some rent money and we're living together.
Done.
And since then, it's been, 7.5, 8 years.
That's a long time to, like, A, be with a person.
Yeah.
B, live with a person.
Yep.
D, but I guess you don't have an alternative. That's kind of all you've known.
Well, what are you waiting for? You know what I mean? And obviously this wasn't the thought. And I don't want to be the relationship guru, but I mean, if you're in a relationship to be in a relationship, what are you waiting for? And you look back and it's like, yeah, we did move in quick and kind of ran with it, but we built quick and it worked. Yeah. You know what I mean? It would have been a different thing if we split up and whatever, but yeah. Anyways.
That's cool.
Shout out to Wifey.
Shouts to Shannon.
Yeah.
Shouts to Shannon.
She's a great woman. Wouldn't be the Mr. Gent. Man, I was Swag McAvoy.
Yes.
Yeah,
you were Swag.
Yeah, times, man. If only people.
With 2 A's.
2 A's. I still got boys today that refuse to call me anything but that. And shout out to them.
Swag. How did you... Well, I mean, it was the Swag era. When did you coin yourself Swag McAvoy? I didn't
coin it. I'm pretty sure it was my boy Miguel. Shout out to Miggs.
Oh, Miggs.
No, you're thinking of a different Miggs. You're thinking of SMU Miggs. It was
it's another Miggs.
Yeah, from Auburn.
Okay.
Anyways, he kind of, I don't even remember. It was something in high school. It just kind of happened and stuck with it there. And then obviously Psych. Shout out to Psych.
Yes.
We'll probably get into that, but yeah.
Swag McAvoy. Classic.
Glad I've moved on from that. It was definitely an era. Everything in the world is an era. Eventually,
Phases.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
There's levels to this shit.
Meek said it best.
I'm glad you're here.
Yeah. Good to be here, man.
We have a bunch of things we're going to talk about.
It's good to be here.
I asked you to come on the show, and you were like, well, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah.
And I wrote a list.
Yeah.
I'm just going to read the list.
Oh, perfect.
So then people know what we're going to talk about. So we're going to talk about transitioning out of ball, former basketball superstar, captain, to being a firefighter, which is an interesting switch. We're going to learn. We're going to learn some things. You're also a film guru. You're a storyteller.
Yep.
So you've shot AUS, the basketball tournament, the last, 4 years?
4, yeah.
Pretty cool.
4.
Pretty cool. So we're going to talk about what that's like, especially as a former player, capturing the game through the eyes of a former player, to tell the stories to most people who haven't played.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about that. You and Alfred, friend of the show, Alfred Burgesson. You started a company. What year did UTB?
Oh man, you're gonna hit me with dates. I'm gonna say right away, I am terrible with dates, and people are like, man, when did you graduate high school? And I'd be like, shit, hold on.
Carry the 4.
I don't know, man. We started a couple of years ago. Kind of went away, but we're doing big things on our own.
Yeah. And we'll talk about forming companies and doing what you do. What did I write? You and Alfred starting UTB and your thoughts and feelings into easing out of entrepreneurship and doing things on your own time. The power of dogs, why you love them so much, what you get out of traveling, what it's like to be a videographer and a photographer, differences and the similarities in each. I don't know if we're going to get to all those things, but I'm going to try to ask you as many questions as I can, and we're going to share your insight in life and knowledge with the people.
We got some time, man. Let's kick it.
Let's do it.
Kick it. I was very surprised when you did that too, because I will say, when you brought it up, I was like, man, yeah, but what are we talking about? Like, just you don't know. Yeah. It's hard to just sit. You can't just talk about yourself. You know what I mean? That's hard to do. Yeah. So yeah, you hit me with that list, and I was like, damn. First of all, my man knows my life, and I like it. That's the friendship part. That's the you know what I mean? Like you said, long road. But yeah, it's good to be here. Change the narrative. I've just recently gotten a podcast. Somewhat recently.
You've just gotten into them, like listening to them?
Yeah.
How'd that happen?
Jeremy Saunders went on a road trip with him and brother-in-law Andy and Dave Culligan and Gavin. Went in RV to Newfoundland. It was hilarious.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That sounds hilarious.
Yeah. Food thing anyways.
Yeah.
Jeremy's a podcaster. He's obviously huge in that world. And
Sick boy turned me on.
Yeah, and I just kind of put a perspective in it, and he was a really good conversationalist, I'll say. Yeah. And it was kind of like, yeah. So then hooked onto it, and everything's podcast now. People love them. Yeah. So
how do you not?
Exactly.
And do you listen to them in your firefighting day often?
No.
Okay.
Not when I'm at work, because you need a lot of, like, when I do podcasts, I need like a certain thing to do. I don't listen to them working out a lot. I just find it hard to focus on what they're saying and work out. I'll listen to them walking the dog. Okay. Shout out to Q.
Yes.
Shout out to my
Q.
man.
Love Q.
That guy's he's the boy. Anyways, listen to them on walks and in the house, chilling. Yeah. And yeah.
The fuck was I going to say? What was I going to ask you? I was going to say something to you. What were we just talking about?
We were,
how you got into podcasts? No, it was before that.
Yeah, it was like, I don't fucking know. We were talking about, am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, so you can say whatever you fucking want.
Okay, thought so. I feel like people always ask that question. No matter where you go, you just have to ask.
Yeah, no, it's because that's Sue.
Yeah. So yeah, man, I don't know. Ask me a question. Let's start with the list.
Okay, let's start with the list.
Basketball.
You were a basketball player. You're not a basketball player anymore.
No, I'm not anymore. I rarely play. Don't miss it a ton. Don't miss the playing a ton.
Okay.
But yeah, man, played a couple years. Played 1 year at Dalhousie. Won a championship.
Yes.
Great time. Played with some really good senior guys. Simon Farine, that guy was a monster.
Oh yeah,
he was
good.
Yeah, shout out to Simon. Should put like a tally up of like how many people I shout out. I'll get it.
Oh like,
yeah, I already hit like 6 so far.
It's cool because that's kind of the beauty of this too, right? Like this Nova Scotian sport community, but just like in general, I think the creative and the business community. It's pretty tight knit. Yeah. So it's cool that we would have as many random people in common as you would. Mm-hmm. I don't know if there's a place that's cool like that. Yeah. Nova Scotia has, right? So.
Yeah. Well, it's like the AUS, like we're talking about. Like those. Yeah. Man, they're crazy times. So back to the AUS. I played 1 year there. Failed out.
Yes. How do you feel about that?
I mean,
you flunked out of doubt.
Do you know what I got 0 credits my first year.
What?
Yeah, man.
None?
I'm pretty sure I got 0 credits my first year.
Yeesh.
Yeah, that's not something they just like.
No.
0 credits.
Wow. What were you doing?
What the
fuck were you doing?
I basically didn't go to class second semester because at that point I was kind of frustrated with the basketball side of things.
Okay.
And in my mind, I already made up that I was going to be like, I'm not coming back here.
Right.
Didn't like it.
Yeah.
And moved on from that. And the thing is, and this is what we'll kind of all talk about a little bit, is you just didn't know what kind of hole I was digging myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Things, I'm still, my swipe card to go to the meal hall still works. You know what I mean? My boys are still there. I'm still practicing. I'm still going to games. Yeah. You know, there was accountability there, but again, it was middle of the seasons and it's not really, you can still work on it and there's still ways and all that stuff. So yeah, failed out and transferred to SMU. Thankful I did.
Because you won another championship.
Yeah. I was going to say I still got those. Have you seen those pictures lately?
Which pictures?
Like from our championship? Do you have them? Like I have.
No.
I'm going to track this down real quick. We'll keep talking and I'll kind of do two things at once here.
Yes.
You're going to, yeah, me and the dog won a championship, man. How good did that feel?
2013-14.
Thankfully, you know that because, again, I'm horrible with years. And even before I was coming here, I was like, man, I don't know a lot of timelines and stuff. I hope Terrence knows the time.
Trying to get my math in order. No, we beat X and it was the greatest feeling of life.
How good did that feel for you?
Amazing.
Because you beat X.
And I had a very sour taste in my mouth for all things X related at this point in time.
Yeah.
And I remember Scoop. Shout out to Scoop.
Oh man, that's my guy.
Scoop he played for X.
Yeah.
And Alex Arthur. And he was like, yo, I was just, oh shit.
I told you.
I do remember these. I have, yes. These are on.
I'm sure you got them somewhere, man.
I think these are on Facebook somewhere. Yeah. This is gonna be the cover photo.
I was on the plane the other day.
Amazing.
My earphones are broke. My earphone port on this friggin' iPhone's broken, so wasn't listening to music. Airplane mode, what do you do? I was just literally scrolling through pictures and I saw it and I was like, oh man.
Classic times. Good, yeah.
And I mean, they were different championships. Dow, I didn't play in CIS finals. Didn't even dress.
Oh yeah.
I didn't even dress. Mm-hmm. Coach Campbell dressed. There was an Australian guy that played on my team, Nate. Shout out to Nate.
Yes.
Whatever you're doing now, hopefully you're still balling. He was kind of back and forth a lot. He was the one that didn't really dress a lot. Anyways, his parents were in for CIS. And Coach Campbell was like, yeah. I think my hand was hurt too, but I practiced and I was coming back. And they dressed him. And Campbell was like, his parents are here. We want him to do. And it was just kind of like, man.
Yeah.
That's bummy.
Yeah.
Anyways, so I didn't really, that one I wasn't as involved. Us at SMU, that felt good, man. That was a good year.
Yeah.
The sneakers.
Ooh, the sneaker wars. Ooh. There was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That happened. Like, that was, my old knees barely made it through the season. But being a part of like an older group of guys, because it was you, myself, Harry, Riley, who were all last year guys, and this new Marquise was there, and Ryan, like a bunch of guys from Toronto, and so it was all of these like misfits and seniors, and we didn't know what the fuck we were doing at the beginning of the season, and then the last 8 games of the season, I think we won, and we just were like, you know what? Fuck all this other shit. Let's just play ball. Yeah. And we fucking balled out. And that was a cool way to end playing basketball. Yeah. Like as at the time, athlete.
Yeah.
It was perfect. It was fucking awesome.
Yeah. It was good.
It was a cool experience. Like winning in that space after seeing so many people play in the Metro Center and watching as a kid and then actually getting to do it. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then we ate chicken wings at Bubba Ray's afterwards.
Yeah. It was a
Just to Marquise. I think there's videos of Marquise
going
screaming.
Crazy.
Yeah.
As he had the right to do. Because, I mean, we were all, not only were we pushing him, but we were also probably doing the same thing. It was a good night all in all.
Yeah.
But yeah, that championship was that felt good, man.
Reminiscent.
Felt good to get that for you too. You know what I mean? I hustled to get you on that squad.
You forced me.
I wouldn't say get you on that squad because I didn't sign the contract. You know what I mean? But to convince you to even try and give it a shot and
you forced me.
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was great. It was perfect.
Had to.
It was perfect.
Baited you with sneaker competitions.
Yeah, it worked. We wore all the things. We had all the things, and that was when sneakers were fun.
I think that was like my big send off. I feel like ever since that was done, like even in the next year after that, I wore one pair. Like I wore brand new Kobe basketball shoes, which is like what Nike spends a lot of money to make.
Right.
The year before, we were wearing retros that were falling apart. We were wearing
LeBron ones.
Oh, man.
Oh, baby. The good stuff.
Yeah. So the change was like, it was fun for that year, but literally the next year, I wore the same pair of shoes for the entire season.
Well, then eventually they just started retroing everything.
And that's when it became like...
And then it was like, all right, I don't even care anymore.
For those that don't know, this feels weird to say that. Like, talking to the audience, I like it.
People are listening.
Terrence and I wore a different pair of shoes for every regular season game. I can't remember if we did it straight to the playoffs as well.
I did it in playoffs.
I know. I don't think I did because I think I had those the high top Kobe's. Those Marquise had them too.
Yeah,
the glow in the dark. But for the championship game, I did wear. So I wore. That's what I did. I wore the Kobe's for the 2 games because we didn't get a bye that year. I don't think. Did we have a bye?
We better have had a bye. We didn't play 3 games. No way we played 3 games.
Okay, so I wore the Kobe's once, and then I wore the For the Love of the Game 13s. Still have them. Still love them, man. Those are one of my favorite
classics.
Shoes. So yeah, we did stunt through playoffs as well. Yeah, I guess we did.
It was fun.
Yeah, it was interesting. Spent a lot of money.
But then because we only wore them once.
Yeah.
Then we cashed out at the end. Did you cash out?
Oh,
Did
I sold a lot. I don't have really any. I have I don't have a lot of shoes left. I'm so old.
But you value more important things now.
Bro, I wear steel-toed Blundstones.
What are you wearing on your feet right now?
Oh, okay. Right now I have, these are Portugal shoes. Some nice leather European Portugal shoes. These are my beaters, but they're comfy beaters. You know what I mean? They're like my Clarks. My sneaker game now is, I wore black desert boot Clarks.
Okay.
So comfy, so nice, man. They're still, I gotta get them shaped up or get a new pair. But anyways, black Vans, 1 pair.
Yeah.
These and my steel-toed Blundstones, man. That's what I wear at work, and I just get used to them. So
I can't wear Vans anymore.
No,
the flat feet.
I wear them.
Flat
I wear them one
shoes.
up. I wear but it's still really flat. But it's still I know what you mean. I wore a pair for AUS filming the first day, I think.
Oh, no.
Yeah, when I came home, I was like, that was a terrible idea.
Not smart.
Terrible idea.
Huh.
Yeah. So, yeah, man.
All this basketball talk. Yeah, now you don't even play anymore.
Don't play basketball anymore. Don't collect shoes anymore.
Put out fires.
How
the fuck did that happen?
I had nothing to do. I mean, I had people around me, very good people and influences that the hiring was in the works of coming up, and there was a big non-hiring for a while, blah, blah, blah. They changed the way the hiring was done, which now, for everyone listening, you only need your high school, a driver's license, no criminal record. It's basically it. And you apply. So I did eventually, or when it came out, I applied. I was doing the UTB thing at the time, but it was very early.
Yeah.
And I was still working at Glow Parties.
Yeah,
shout out to Glow Parties.
Yeah.
Shout out to Justin, my guy. Anyways, so I was like, yeah, I'd be stupid not to. It's an amazing paying job. I didn't know a lot about the job itself. I mean, general public has their ideas about firefighters, but I was one of those people. Didn't really know much. and wrote a test. Studied more than I studied through Dow. That's for sure. Way more than I studied through Dow. And yeah, so I ended up basically failing it. Before we even get to that, I essentially flunked out of SMU as well. Like I didn't flunk out in a sense, like getting kicked out or anything, but going into my last year, just didn't have the courses. I needed to go back for summer school to reload up again, things that people don't. You know what I mean?
Shaq just talked about.
You could really get away through going to university without knowing how university works.
Shaq just talked about this exact same scenario. Holy shit.
It's borderline scary, which I really, really see what Shaq's doing with this program. And it's because, man, you're so much you don't know going into it till it's too late. And I knew some, and a lot of it was, I'm not making excuses. It was all on me. I was lazy. I was, I could get away with things. I was, anyways, I failed out. Didn't want to go back and do summer school to get my courses so I could play again. Life was, Shannon and I at that point would have been together for 3 years. Okay. And we had moved to Dartmouth in a house there. We had the dog. So, life, man. And we put it on ourselves, but life got to me and I was working and was like, I can't take the summer off to not make money so I could go back and get courses. Just wasn't a thing to do. I was like, I can't do this right now. And for what? She had just graduated. She had an arts degree and couldn't really find a reasonable job. She could, 30 grand or something small or whatever, but she was waitressing and it made more sense then. So for me, I was like, we're going to be so much better off if I just work and figure it out. I always knew I'd figure something out. And then that's when the video stuff kind of came into it. And that mixed with glow parties, which I was doing my thing there, wasn't a bad job. It was a labor intensive job and a lot of hours, but I got paid well. And went through that. And then the fire department was like, I'd be stupid not to. Right. And got on, thankfully. It was a year process to get on. Took, I think it was like 8 phases of it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Heavy.
And you've been on for how long?
In March 27th will be my anniversary date, and it will be my completing my 2nd year. So
congratulations.
March 27th, I'll be starting my 3rd year, and it's wicked. It's really, really cool.
What's so cool about it?
It's just an interesting lifestyle and job. You never know what's gonna every day is different. Every hour is different. You know what I mean? Every circumstance you run into is different, other than your normal checks that you do every day. But it's I wouldn't say rewarding job, but it is rewarding because you got good, you're taken care of. But it's just man, to put it simply, everything's different every day. You never know what you're gonna get into. When you have to work and do what you are trained to do, you're doing it because someone's in a bad place. You know what I mean? So you're the helping factor of the situation. Right. Obviously everything's completely out of your control about what happened. Right. But training kicks in and you do your job just as much as, you sit here and you put the gears, you do your job. So it's cool. I recommend it for especially athletes. It's so relatable to, they're a professional athlete, man, where you need to be in top-notch shape. You train a lot, You have games, which are incidents. Some games you win, some games you lose. Right. You rely on your teammates. You rely on your coworkers. You rely on your supervisors, your bosses, your coaches. Yeah. You spend a lot of time with these guys, nights, days. And it's interesting. I would have never thought about it like that. Yeah. That's part of that is runs alongside of what Shaq's doing. You know what I mean? I wasn't told these things. I wasn't shown this side of, of life, this work career model.
Yeah.
You don't think that. I still, I was going to play basketball till I was 30. I'm 27. Yeah. You know what I mean? I'm just still technically supposed to be playing basketball for another 3 years is the way I saw it. Right. Keep playing, traveling, doing your thing. Yeah. And not once did I think what I was going to, what if that wasn't going to happen? Yeah. And a lot of people think like that still. It's tricky.
That is scary. Like, when are we encouraged to have a backup plan? Or to think about anything other than the thing that we think about the most?
Yeah, you're not. I mean, you are, but you're not. Yeah. Not as much pressure as they say you get your homework done. Right. You know what I mean? Part of your homework should be looking into that stuff. It may be a little bit, but I don't want to get over my head here and act like I know everything. Right. But, I mean, man, when I came through school, I did not think... When you're an athlete, I believe they push you as an athlete and nothing but. Yep. And life hits you quick. Yep. Life hits you quick.
In NCAA, I don't think the players are even allowed to have jobs.
No.
Like, nope, you can't work at all. Like, it's very weird. And so but you did have a backup plan somewhat because you were doing video and film with Alfred. And so like, how did that happen? Because that was the plan, or was
Ish.
Okay.
Ish.
Okay.
I mean, I just kind of fell into that.
Break it down then.
All right, I fell into that. I wasn't. I didn't go to school for that. I think it all started with the GoPro. I had a GoPro. Yeah. I got it for Christmas one year, I think, and started messing around with it. Did a couple of videos. It's with SMU guys. Yeah. Going on the road, and it kind of felt easy, almost not easy, but just like, this is cool. This is somewhat simple. Right. Fade, cut, put it together, some music. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. I liked it. Yeah. And then Alfred kind of tagged me out because this is when, again, I wouldn't say I recruited him, but I tried to convince him to come to SMU as well, because at the time when I would have been that was my last season I actually played. Alfred was coming to the school here and there. Jonah was bringing him around to recruit him.
He was like grammar.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And we connected, and Jonah introduced us, and I kind of knew who he was just through Nova Scotia basketball. Right. And I was like, yeah, man, come to SMU, blah, 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 hype it up. He came to SMU, and I didn't go back to SMU. Right. Yeah. So, you know what I mean? It was kind of one of those things where, like, I was excited to play with him and you know, have a season with him because he was good, and he would have been a rookie. I would have been in my last year. It would have been a good little combo to kind of mold him a bit. Yeah. And I didn't even go back. Yeah. So I remember one practice they had, I had just went there to see the practice. What's up to the guys. I still felt part of the team, right? Yeah. It was kind of a shock to them. I even sat down and talked to most of them individually before it like came out to let them know I wasn't coming back. I made that decision like sometime in the summer after the season was over and everything. And once the grades came back, and it was like, I sat on it for a bit and then was like, yeah, I'm not doing summer school, spring, any of that.
Yes, I remember
I'm not
that.
going back. So I sat down with Marquise and Ryan and, Theon and those guys, and basically was like, yeah, boys, I'm on me. Yeah. Moving on. Yeah. Type deal. And then I went to the practice next year, and Alfred was there, and we chopped it up a bit, and he brought up video stuff and connecting and doing some cool shit. And then we basically linked up a couple times and did courtside. Did the opening of courtside sneakers. It would have been October, middle of October when we did it.
This is Kyler and Lauren vacuuming upstairs for anybody who's wondering what that weird sound is in the background, if you can hear it. Continue. Courtside.
It's hilarious. I wasn't even paying attention to it. Yeah, we did courtside sneakers, and that kind of sprung the Under the Bridge
UTB
collaborative, man.
Where'd the name come from?
At the time, we were still living there. Was I living there? Yeah, I was living there.
That house was amazing.
Crazy.
Oh, the best view.
Crazy view. Crazy
view.
You
have a sick photo of that bridge. Do you not?
Oh man, I got too many photos of that bridge.
I need
a lot.
I need one of them for the new house, please.
Shan, one time because I would take them and put them on, as I do with everything, because again, we'll get into the video stuff. Make sure you're following your list, because I can just get on a tangent.
Yeah, no, we're there. We're there.
Shan gave me a birthday present one year.
Okay.
It's a birthday or Christmas? She's going to kill me that I don't know this. I'm going to say birthday.
Okay.
And I think it's birthday, but it could be Christmas.
Yeah.
She was trying to get me to send her one of my high def bridge photos for her friend, because her friend wanted it to put a picture on the wall.
Okay.
And I was being like, man, like what picture? Like I'm not giving my stuff away. Kind of just like, like just being not shady, but just like, oh, I don't want to just give my pictures away. Which picture do you want? And then kind of being like, well, does she want the best picture? Because like obviously wanted to get that picture out there. Yeah. And not even that I was looking to do that, but I was just acting really funny with it. Yeah. But in reality, she wanted me to send the picture so she could go print it off and get it on a big canvas for me. So when I was kind of pulling back on giving the best picture, she was like, it's for you, you idiot. Yeah. Like, I couldn't say that. So I came home and it was on the wall. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
How big was it?
I don't know the dimensions. It's a nice size. It's a decent size. It's in our living room. Been there for a while.
3-ish feet, 4-ish feet.
Yeah, probably 4 feet long. Yeah. 2 feet by 4. It's like a panoramic almost, but not a panoramic. Oh, yeah, nice shot. Anyways, we live under the bridge, man. That started the adventures. Again, Shan finds crazy spot. Actually, no, Shan didn't find it. Her sister and brother-in-law, Andy.
Yes.
East Coast Kitchen.
Yes.
Putting in the plug right now.
Yeah.
Go check Andy's East Coast Kitchen. My brother-in-law. My dog. Hay? Andy Hay.
Hay.
Man, you got to get him on here. We'll get him on here. Yeah. He'd be interesting to have.
Yeah.
He was just on another one, actually. Anyways, yeah. They were going to rent the same spot. And then they ended up buying the place directly behind it.
Okay.
Nice house, Fairbanks Street. They bought it. And then they didn't want to let this house go just because they obviously were in works with a boat to rent it.
Right.
So they kind of pass it off to us. We captured it. It was just like that. Worked out wicked. And Lenny Gallant lived below me, who I didn't know at the time.
Name sounds familiar.
He's a PEI artist. And he's like really... Like he does shows, man.
I know why that's familiar. I shot Lenny Gallant at the PEI Multicultural Festival.
That would make sense, because he
in Summerside. I totally did that.
So he lived below me. It was like a split.
Crazy.
It was a split, and he lived downstairs. And all the time you'd hear him playing music. It was actually really cool, man. And there was a lot of times he was gone for a long time, and we had a huge deck, and we'd have parties up there, and yeah, it was crazy, man.
Lenny Gallant.
Yeah.
That's cool. And so you literally live right around the corner from where we're recording currently.
Yeah.
Small, beautiful area that all the young folks are taking over.
Yeah.
Yes.
I gotta go piss.
Okay.
Upstairs?
Yep. Intermission.
Can I go piss, please? Can I go piss?
Intermission. 2 off the list. Okay.
Yeah, we're all over the place with this one.
No, but you know what?
It's good.
There's been some feedback I've gotten about episodes that just kind of ramble on and
same thing, and
we just talk like people would sit in the living room and talk, and people like it. So we're gonna just keep talking shit. Ooh, shooting AUS.
Okay,
we got to do that this year.
Yeah,
it's a movie.
The place is crazy.
And my DJ Khaled voice. It's a movie.
Have you seen the recent one he's doing? The beard oil.
What?
Oh my god.
No.
He does these. Alfred will get appreciation for this. He does these these hilarious impressions. Anyways, he does his beard oil one. I'm not gonna get into it. I'm not gonna impersonate
Check out the DJ Khaled beard oil if you want to know more.
He's ridiculous. Anyways, AUS was crazy. Squirrel. AUS is nuts.
This is great conversation. So you've shot her for 4 years. How did that happen?
That happened by when UTB was at its strongest going forward. This is when I still was not on with the fire department. Jess Burns. We did some SMU football stuff.
Oh yes, I remember.
Turned out really well. It's kind of the first big sports push.
Okay.
And like orchestrated projects that we did. We did a couple of them. We did like a mat drill training video that was really wicked. It was like 5 a.m. that we did it and filmed out. And we also did some like game stuff and produced videos every week for the weekend games coming up.
Yes.
So obviously the AUS marketing director saw all this because she's watching the US stuff,
right,
and reached out to me. She got to my email somehow.
Who made that?
Yeah, we need it. And the thing was, it was for the tournament coming up. So we didn't, obviously we had no footage from basketball. We weren't filming all year. We may have done, I think I did a couple of small DAO things actually. So I had a little bit of random footage, but we didn't use it.
Right.
What she wanted was to take the broadcast footage, which quality was horrendous,
right,
and make that into something. So it was a kind of desperate package.
Here's what you got.
Yeah.
Make it happen.
Yeah, no promises. She knew what she was giving me as far as footage. So I just kind of, at that point, I think I used a template and whatnot. And through doing that, we got that was the next year after. So yeah, we just did that. So I put together a package. And she loved it. And then the plan going forward was to film that season that we just made the package for.
Right.
Or that tournament that we just made the package for.
Right.
And do stuff for next year.
Right.
And we filmed. It was crazy. And this was not long after being on that court.
Yeah.
My last game there was losing in overtime to Dalhousie.
Yes.
Dislocating my finger.
Yes.
Coming back in the game with a taped finger. Getting fouled out a couple minutes after. And
I remember that.
Yeah, it was a terrible day. No, it was all right, man. We take your losses like a man, and we lost, and it hurt. And then I didn't go back, and it was like, damn. And then all of a sudden, dove into the video stuff.
Yeah.
While still working full time, and landed an AUS contract to film where I just left from. And it was pretty
circle.
cool. Yeah, it was funny. It was being back there in a totally different, like I told you from when we filmed this year, it's a totally different angle to see that tournament from.
Yeah.
And it's really fucking cool, man. Yeah. Especially now where like everything back then when we were playing, to see someone running through with cameras that we're doing there, it'd be like, people would kind of be weird, not weird, no, but it's just like that wasn't a thing. Gimbals weren't a thing back then. They didn't exist.
Right.
You know what I mean? For the big leagues, obviously they did, but it's whole body kits.
Right.
And,
not for your average consumer.
No. Yeah. And just with the social media push and everyone being on their phones and everyone doing videos, and it was the thing. When we started, it was like we were trying to push the envelope of, you want video to advertise stuff with. Right. And that was a lot of, just us knowing what the market was, being young, being what everyone pushes now and the common good stuff. And, we kind of were like, yeah, you guys need this video stuff.
Vulnerable moment. You ready?
Yeah.
There was a point where I was worried about me also enjoying doing video, because you and Alfred had started doing video, and I was like, I don't want to just like bite them guys and stop, but like this video shit is fun. I feel like I remember we had a conversation about this, or maybe I
you were in PEI.
Yes. Doing
it. And it was just kind of a lost moment. It was in a transition for you as well with when you started out with the
TNT.
The TNT, which was pretty fucking, we can talk a little bit about that.
I remember you having,
I threw you some dollars, man.
Yeah, I have a classic photo of you with the
working,
bag.
Working, man. That's that Glow Parties hustle, man. I was able to arrange that. I was glad. One, the food was killer.
Yeah, thank you.
And to have that in the setting we were, like our alternative was terrible, obviously. Just greasy pizza on a long day. So that was cool. But yeah, I do remember that. It was kind of like we were in the groove of things, and we had figured it out almost. Yeah. And like not to the point where we were making millions, but we were making some decent money for starting something not long ago.
Right.
And everybody else wanted a piece of it.
Yeah.
You, including you. You saw the video stuff. You knew how to do it. You knew what people like to see.
Right.
It's just a talent, and you wanted based straight up advice of what we had done.
Right.
And it was kind of like, well, we just did it.
Right.
So you go figure it out too. But it was, Alfred was giving you stuff and like helping you out a little bit.
Right.
But for me, I was like, that wasn't my avenue. My avenue was, I'll film it. I'll see what I want to film. And I'll make it.
Yeah.
And then that's what'll bring the money in.
Right.
Not necessarily the sit down. That's why Alfred was so beneficial for me, because the sit down stuff, the meetings, the emails, the concepts, the proposals, like the bank accounts. Like we had a company account, and he was like, what, I don't know, 5 years younger than me, 4 years younger than me. He would have
been 19 if he wasn't an old guy.
Alfred, you were not old, and you were still young.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, and that slingshotted the whole video thing.
I'm glad you guys did that, because it made me want to do a thing. I found a new thing that I love doing, and that's why I was like, I like this thing, and I know you guys like it too. Yeah, and I just don't want to be. It was weird, but it was cool to find a new passion for something that I did, like we have in common. Yeah. So looking back, it's like we should have used that to our benefit. Yeah. And like it's realizing that now, but that's what we've done. That's what
and look at us now, where we just shot AUS together, right? And made it all work. But again, it was in an era for you, I think, from my perspective, of trying to figure out a lot of different. You were in your up and down moment of figuring out what works. What am I happy doing? The TNT worked, but it didn't seem like you were totally happy with the way it was going. And we had conversations early on with that stuff, and it was kind of like, that's why you're doing this. It's part of the entrepreneur thing, is you got to go through those struggles and figure it out. So for us, I think, or even for me, it was just like, well, we figured it out. Yeah. You got to figure it out in your aspect. Because again, PEI was not Halifax. The market was as small as it was in Halifax. It was even smaller in PEI. Facts. But I also think you were able to get a bigger chunk of PEI than what we had gotten in Halifax. Because you, one, were a character that people loved and like, grasped onto, and you weren't scared to go in there and make a name for yourself and go and do all this stuff, because it was a little smaller community and you had the opportunity to do that. People were there to listen. Right. Halifax, it was like, especially two young black guys, like Alfred's still in school. I failed out of school. You know what I mean? I have a Canon camera and like a lens. Nothing crazy, you know what I mean? So we had to go in and try and to these bigger places, and that's what kind of got me out of it a little bit, is the kind of upper management side of stuff. Like we did a couple big projects, and it was just like people didn't get it. They didn't understand. Just let us do a project. You know, I get,
when you say it, what didn't they get?
The younger dynamic of what social media was becoming, I think. Okay. You know what I mean? Like again, there was a time on Instagram where videos were not a thing. And there was not this Instagram TV and these stories where you could watch the videos over and categorize your videos. And Instagram is like a YouTube now. Yeah, you know what I mean? Sure. Yeah. And you couldn't do that 5 years ago when it was 90% pictures. Right. And the odd video here or there. Not stuff like people shoot videos now, as we talked about, so that it can fit upwards on a cell phone. Right. We're going away from the traditional landscape of, widescreen, and to the point where videos are shaped so that you can easily swipe through them on Instagram. Yeah. So that 5 years ago was not the case. So it was a little bit more of a struggle to prove why, and especially where we didn't really have a lot of, gear, and we didn't read experience, nor did we have it. Right. Yeah. Nor did we have it. That's the ironic part. It was like, I can't complain about it, because like we didn't have that experience. I didn't. Right. I had a couple home videos that I made on my own, and you know what I mean? Just had to kind of do a lot of free stuff. Just kind of.
But the fact that you had such little experience and were able to create a business that worked, like that really, it was successful. Yeah. It was a matter of what you wanted to spend your time doing that decided whether the business continued to exist or not.
Yeah.
But what you did as two people who were like, yo, you're going to handle the management side. I'm going to handle the creative side and we're going to tackle this shit together and we're going to do it. I think that's the cool thing about even myself going through the transition now of, okay, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm selling. I know what I've got. How do I scale it? How do I leverage this? How do I take this to the next level? If all I want to do is create shit. Yeah. Because I know that if I can get in a groove of just creating stuff, the stuff I'm going to create is going to be much better.
Yeah.
So if somebody else can handle the other side of it, where here's the work, do it, bring me to work because we can do it. So I admired that about the two of you, Alfred, and like figuring out how to balance that partnership because you both bring very, very different things to the table, but together they work so well. But it's interesting too, because it didn't continue for very
long. No. And I'll touch on what you said is we found a way to kind of find an avenue together, and we stayed in our lanes, and it was exactly what you said. He was reaching out to people, CCing me on emails. Right. We were getting little projects thrown at us, medium projects thrown at us, and some of them were okay to do. Some of them were kind of a pain in the ass to do. Right. But they were coming in, and he was handling it, and I was. Yeah. And I wouldn't say the reason, but the biggest reason why it kind of deteriorated is I got on with the fire department. Right. And I told them, and we knew the whole way through it took me about a year and a half to kind of actually start being a firefighter and go to training and like sign the papers. And that's my career now. That's my job. So in between that, we had finished an AUS. And at the time it was an AUS and a U Sports collaboration. Yes. Because this would have been the second year where after we put together the package that wasn't our videos and filmed that year, when we went to the next year to do it, we had all this footage we had just filmed. So it was a new transition of videos, better quality videos. And U Sports had just formed and they wanted us to do a couple things. Again, Alfred sourced them, which was huge because it was another contact of getting our name out there. Right. And I don't think there was a lot of money into it. I don't think there was any money into it, actually, because it was a different company promoting U Sports, kind of managing it. But we did it. It was good. And I forget what I was saying. That was the second one. And from there, when we went to the third one, that's what it was. The year off in between was kind of my push for the fire department, studying a lot. Gotcha. Yeah. Getting everything aligned. And then I got on, started training.
Because you went into hibernation.
And that's when I went into hibernation when I got on. Because the training was extremely demanding. It was long days, a lot of work. It was more, they say in that 16-week block of training that we do, because it was a 16-week straight training, they say you do like 2 years of firefighting just because it's that much. Obviously when you're on the job, you may get 2 calls a day, you may get 6 calls a day, you may get 0 calls a day. So obviously you're not being as physical as you are in a 16-week training program where all you're doing is firefighter skills and knowledge and skills and knowledge. Right. So that's when my hibernation started, and it basically landed me all the way to the next year when we did AUS again. And that's when Alfred and I had reconnected after being off for a year. And at that point, we had a couple guys, I wouldn't say on the team, but a couple guys who were in the digital market and doing videos and photos, and they were helping us in projects when I was fully into it. And when I got halfway out of it, getting on with fire, he leaned on them a lot more to do the creative side of stuff, which worked. Still used Under the Bridge for a little bit. We had a conversation where I basically said, hey man, I know I'm still 50-50 in this and my name's still there, but this is your puppy right now. Yeah. You handle it. You do what you got to do, because he would kind of check in with me and say, we got this going on. And I was so hibernated that I was like, man, I can't, you do you, bro. Yeah. I trust you. You're good. You got the brains from the jump, man. Yeah. Do what you got to do. And then from there, it evolved into what he had always wanted to do, which he was always upfront about before. I was always strictly, I'm a video guy, so I'll do video. That's what I do. It's what makes the money. That's what our brand is.
Right.
Anything else after that is kind of, you do you, man. Figure it out. I'm not going to stop you.
Yeah.
And then when I got on, I even had a call that I was like, yeah, I'm in this now, man. This is my life. I can't basically hold on to under the bridge and no hard feelings.
Yeah.
And it kind of crumbled away.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. It was a good time, man. It was, I'm sure there'll be little collaborations in the future. And if not, we still went out to lunch not that long ago. And that's my boy, man. He's young. He's hungry. He's smart.
Yeah.
It's his whole family. His brother's a doctor.
Yeah.
Are going to be a doctor. So you know what I mean? He was at AUS too. Shout out to him, man. It was Alfred's a smart man, and we had a good time. We had a lot of great moments. A lot of donair egg rolls
from Panada.
A lot of late nights editing. Those were some, man. That was another downfall.
What
is I got into the habit of because I worked a lot in the day. And my best creative, wheel turning was at night when it was dark out. Shan was sleeping. It's not like you're worried about social media because at that point in time, there's nothing but the computer screen, your headphones, and the mat. And I also got connected to because it would be I'd stay up till there's nights stay up till 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And be like, all right, I gotta get it done, and then go to bed for 4 hours, and then wake up and be like, I gotta check this video now, because you were foggy at that last moment where you're finally all right, I'm done for the night. Yeah, you're so foggy. You got the blinders on the bit.
Let me get back in it real quick.
Yeah, you need to step back a little bit, and then that morning after, when I kind of wake up and go towards it, was that's sick. Yeah, but we had some busy times too, man. I remember the AUS and CIS weekend because they were back-to-back weekends. Yeah. So you can imagine the pressure of doing 2 different projects. And we also did a freelance project for Dow. So we had the AUS, the U Sports, and Dow separately. Maybe SMU as well. Not sure. I think we just gave him one of the videos. But we had 3 projects going on, all for that start of March, all for February prep. And it was crazy. Got deadlines done. And I remember I went away on vacation. I think it was Barbados. Shout out to Wifey. And it was one of the best vacations because I was so destroyed from doing those late nights and still working full time. I think I took a week off work vacation. And at this point, it wasn't I wasn't paid vacation. I was off work. But because of the contracts, I was able to do it. Yeah. But took a week off of glow parties to go and film the tournaments back to back, and then went away. So it was pretty wild. But yeah, Alfred's a man. He was the backbone to that company, and maybe you'll see UTB in the future sometime. Who knows?
You never know.
Who knows?
So you don't have a company, but you still do creative things.
Yep.
So you do them. I mean, clearly you have more free time. You'd say you'd have more free time.
Oh, tons. I wouldn't say tons of free time because I am busy with stuff. Still heavily involved with the fire department, and it is a career. It's not just, I don't just step away and forget about it. It's a full-time job of being in that too. And I have time to do stuff. I still like to do it. I got people around me who still need creative things as well. Right. So it keeps me in the I'd say people don't let me get away from it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Okay. There's a lot of creative people around me who, one, they're interesting, like Andy. Yeah. Who, he's doing an amazing thing right now, and what he needs to get that thing out there, I have, and I can do, and I have the time to do it. Yeah. So... And he's family. So, you know what I mean? It's fun to do it. We have an amazing connection, and it's how can you not be a part of something that great? Yeah. It's a cool accomplishment, and to be a part of it would be amazing. Same with Psych. Psych is, all on the record, the best rapper in Nova Scotia and maybe fucking Atlantic Canada. Yeah. And he needs creative things, and I'm there to do creative things with him. So I'm definitely still in there, but again, AUS is my thing. I feel like I'm hooked on that. It's the only real big paying project I've ever done or ever that I still do. And yeah.
What's next year's AUS looking like? Because we shot some shit, buddy.
Next year's AUS is going to be a movie. Terrence was out there hustling. I got to give it up to Terrence on that. Came through last minute in the clutch.
Yes.
Brought the gear.
I was so glad to do that. I wanted to shoot AUS since the day you guys got that contract.
I know. I feel like a lot of people did. Mm-hmm. It's still kind of laugh at it to this day, even with Jess, the lady who I work with at the AUS to get all this done. You know, it was kind of her straight up decision to go find us. Yeah. And it's worked into this relationship where, you know, we are always on the same page. Where, you know, the communication level makes it easy to do as far as, and that's what I feel like a lot of companies are missing is that ease of doing big project, like putting a lot of giving the creator the control.
Right. That doesn't happen often.
It doesn't happen a lot. And a lot of people, you know, it's one of the biggest things now with all this freelance stuff and these creators and people wanting them. And you got to let them do what they want to do. Yeah. And it's not always easy to accept that, especially when you have a vision of something. Yeah. But bigger companies have to let little creatives do what they want to do. Yeah. Especially if they like their stuff that they're seeing. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah,
that's the beauty of each creative having the ability to create as they wish, because you're coming to me for the way that I do the things that I do them. Yep. So you can't come to me and then ask me to do it differently than the way I do it. You should probably hire somebody that does it the way that you want it to be done.
Yeah, or will listen to you tell them how it should be done.
Or
you know what I mean? There's people out there that will do exactly what you want to do, but the ones that people like to see are the ones who are not gonna just do what you want them to do. It's all they're the creator. Let them create. She lets me create. That's why I like doing the US. And it's the best seat in the house.
Whoa.
Is it not the best seat in the house, Terrence?
But you don't get to actually watch the game.
But what you do get to do is watch the recap. I think I was telling you, being able to do, it puts much more of the game and the teams in the spotlight. Because when I spend the time and the hours editing the videos from last year, right, I get the biggest recap of the tournament because it's all filmed. So you're watching it from start to the semifinals to getting all those teams, and then you see the teams that get eliminated because you know there's no more footage of them. Right. And then you get a semifinal round of footage, so you see how the game plays out, and you get the emotions at the end of the game. Yeah. So then you're like, oh man, Javon is going into the championship hyped up. And then you watch the championship and you see the emotion, the UNB and everyone in the game. Then you submit it, and then 2-3 weeks go by, and there's the same UNB guys that you just spent a month watching over and over again. You know what I mean? And you just get more of a familiarity with the teams, I find. That's the other side of not being able to watch the games, because you can't really watch the games like you said. No.
What's her name scored 51?
Didn't even know.
Not at all.
But I bet when we go back next year and look through the footage, you'll be like, damn. Yeah. She hit everything. Yeah. She hit everything. So it's...
Yeah, that was... And I feel like that's probably why a lot of people would want to be involved in these type of things, because what better seat to have? But I had a towel because I was... Okay, so this is what I thought was really interesting, was I was in the same space, in the arena, in Scotiabank Center, aka Metro Center, running around, not playing Olympic sports.
Sweating just as much.
Yo, full circle. There was one shot where I had the stabilizer over like the UNB bench with one hand, and I could feel people looking at me because I was like soaked. But it was the greatest feeling in the world, because you don't have to pay attention to anyone. Your job is to capture the moments. Yep. So even when you have your own bit of spotlight. Yeah. People notice you doing these things, but you're not center stage. Nope. You're not playing the game, but you're showing the game in a way that no one else can see it from there. And that part was cool for me. I was like, yo, I'm really in here working.
Yeah.
But not on the court at all.
Not on the court. But getting crazy stuff. Like you got some, especially with that gimbal, man, you got some serious stuff. Serious stuff.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it's gonna be crazy. And also what I find now is because been on this streak of doing, kind of the ESPN style videos and getting the hype around it and documenting it in a way where, at least I feel like I can relate and I can appreciate it. But now when you look at the tournament we just did and you're on the court at warm-ups and getting some serious shots of guys stretching and actually getting like legit stuff, the players, it ups the players.
Yeah.
In two ways. One, they're trying to show out now and play their best and work as a team, and that emotion comes out even more. Yeah. And it drives the players who are going to play next year to be like, I got to get out there. I want to see it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Next year is going to be crazy. We get to see that, and then it just drives it more and more. I feel like you can't hide with those things because, especially nowadays, man, I keep saying it. People are filming video
for their phone, for the phone.
So that you don't even have to tilt your phone to watch it now.
I remember I just listened to Joe Rogan and Andrew Schultz from Brilliant Idiots podcast. And Joe Rogan said that Netflix told him that more people watched his Netflix stand-up on their phone than on a television or a computer. So we're here. Yeah. And that's kind of scary too, in terms of like, what is the world going to continue to become as cell phones are like it, like that they're the thing. So are we going to get tired of them because the excitement of them has worn off? Are we only going to become more attached to them because they are going to unlock so much more potential? Like, it's kind of scary.
Yeah. I think there's going to be a phase where they get simpler.
Okay. More?
Yeah, like just...
Give me more.
Not flip phone wise, but just there's so many bells and whistles in phones nowadays that someone's got to just create the simple generic phone for the average human being that doesn't need to... upload and scan this and download 87 apps and you know what I mean? Just a phone, not a flip phone. So you're not standing out like getting called out every second or selling fucking drugs because you got 8 flip phones switching out to SIM cards, man. But I don't know. It's a crazy world, man. It's a crazy world. What else we got on the list?
Q.
Oh my God.
You have a love for animals.
Quincy. Yeah.
Is it animals or just dogs?
It's majority of it is dogs. Okay. I mean, everyone loves dogs, man. Yeah. Actually, I was just watching Friends. Oh God, that show is hilarious. If you don't like Friends, man,
kind of human.
You don't like Friends. You could put Friends on at any. I might take slack for just getting at this subject, but anyways, Chandler was on there, and the episode was him explaining that he hates dogs, and Joey was like, "Man, don't do it." Because Joey knew, don't do it, Chandler. Chandler said, I hate dogs, and everyone got pissed. If you don't like dogs, and if you don't like Friends, I don't like you.
Let them know. This is how it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be a strange person if you don't like Friends and dogs. What is it about dogs that you...
Unless it's a traumatic event, you know what I mean? You get seen your great uncle... who's 104 get his leg bit off by a dog. That could be a reason not to like dogs.
Yeah, that'd do it.
But if you grew up with Labradoodles and you know what I mean, you gotta like dogs. But Quincy is the man. Quincy is 4.5, going on 5. He's got some gray hairs on his chin, but he's still a pup. Yeah. Me and Shan got him 4.5, 5 years ago. Ish. And he's just shit. You need dogs, man, especially with me. Like some people don't know a firefighter's schedule, but I work 24 hours straight and then I'm off for 72 hours straight. So it's 1 on, 3 off.
Gotcha.
4-day cycle. pros and cons. Obviously, I get to have 3 days off and, do with whatever I choose to do. But I'm also away from my dog and my fiance for 24 hours straight. So, we went 8 years barely ever sleeping apart from each other, spending, obviously we spend time apart from each other on trips and whatnot, but, every night in bed. Yeah. And now to every 4 days not be at home. Yeah. It was an adjustment for both of us. But coming home to Q in the morning, it's funny because he's adapted to almost being, it's like he's on shift. When I go on shift, it's like he's on shift. Okay. He doesn't sleep in the bed. He'll come up every now and then and leave, but usually he's on the couch downstairs. But when I go to work, he sleeps on the bed with Shan every night. Okay. When I come home, he kind of is like, I'm off. You know what I mean? Yeah. Pops is back home now. Yeah. I don't have to be, I wouldn't say the man of the house because he's a little baby and he doesn't bark and I don't think he would do anything to anybody. So to say the man of the house is an understatement. But he feels you know what I mean? He knows Shan's alone for the night and I'm at work or I'm gone. He doesn't know I'm at work, but I'm gone. And then coming home, usually when I get home, Shan's already gone off to work and me and Q chill. He gets to hang out with Pops. Lots of walks, man. He is content with doing nothing, but he loves to go adventuring. Okay. You know what I mean? There's been shitty weather times where we just hung out for a week, rain and all, whatever. Yeah. And, he doesn't get a walk or he goes out in the backyard, plays for a bit. Yeah. Nothing too crazy. And he's fine. He doesn't go stir crazy. And then you turn around, you take him out, and he loves it. Loves the water. He's a good boy. I want another one, though. Bad. But it's just a lot. 2 dogs could be, I don't think so. But 2 dogs could be just a puppy, A lot of work to have a dog, man. In the start. Yeah. And 2 could be trouble. And also, like, Quincy in my mind is like he's perfect. So if I get a dog, like Quincy literally doesn't bark. If I get him really like wound up or like excited or like kind of tease him trying to play with a toy or something, he might let out a couple barks, but they're not loud. If I get a dog that just barks at everything, I'm going to be like, man, stop barking. But the dogs bark. Yeah. So it's not like I don't know. Q's fine. Q's the man. He's a good boy.
And you like to travel.
Traveler. Yeah.
You go places often.
I used to never travel till, again, I met wifey. She is the travel bug. She is the...
she searches all the deals and shit.
The Airbnb queen. She's crazy. She finds some stuff, man. She's taking us on some crazy trips. I've been to Vegas when I was young. Yeah, Vegas. I happened to run into Terrence. This is after, I don't know, you might have still been playing for X at this time, and we knew each other a little more, and both happened to be in Vegas, unscheduled. Yeah. And where? The Dolphin place.
Yes. Siegfried and Roy.
It was twice.
Yeah, we saw each other twice. I don't remember where the other place was. It was like randomly walking down the street, wasn't it?
I think it was on the strip, yeah. But same day, twice. He had the blue shorts on. Yeah. The blue Jordan shorts. Yeah, I saw you in that little dolphin, right by dolphins and all these freaking... I was like, Terrence? What the fuck?
Was it Nike? Or was it outside? I feel like, was it in Caesar's Palace at Nike? Maybe.
Something tells me it wasn't. Yeah, because it was in that little circle room in the Caesar's Palace Nike store. Yeah.
With the fish tank.
Yeah, in front of it. Yeah, I stayed there. I picked up, what shoes did I get there? What ones released? Was it the Concords? No, I got the Concords at Cleves.
When Danny worked at Cleves.
I worked there too. I was working there too.
Yes, you did work there.
Yeah, I worked there too. And A4 worked there.
Everyone worked there.
Shouts to A4.
Yeah, shouts to Alfred.
Shouts to Danny. Shouts to Yoso. Shouts to the firm. Shaq's in that. The firm.
The firm.
The firm, man.
Who's the firm?
The firm is Matt Boyle.
Oh, yes.
Yoso.
Okay.
Shaq. A4. Danny. Big Dev. Thomas, bro, Denny.
Okay.
That was the crew, man. We used to all hang under the bridge. It started a little bit before that, but then I lived under the bridge, and A4 lived up on Fairbanks, literally a block away.
Okay.
So all the time, the boys would come over and watch ball, have barbecues. You were probably
You had
proud
the
of watching.
deck.
Yeah, the big deck, man. Back to under the bridge. That place was. I'd love to live down there.
That was a really nice spot. Just off the train tracks.
It's expensive down there. People go drive down Shore Road in Dartmouth. A little one-way street part of it. It's wicked. And we got another UTB thing. We had a contract. Remember those big rental suites that were down there? There's big rental suites down there. We did a job for them too. It was pretty cool. Alfred got to stay there for a bit. It was wicked.
Down by Kings Wharf way?
No, on my street, on the old street, Shore Road, but towards the other end. Like, it's almost directly under the bridge. Crazy views.
That's Alfred's. Every time Alfred and I hang out on the Dartmouth side, he's like, let's go to Kings Wharf. So he loves Halifax.
The skyline.
Yeah, there's crazy views down there. Anybody who doesn't know, check it out. Shore Road, Dartmouth.
Dartmouth's so I wouldn't even say it's underrated because it's on the map and people seek it out now. But man, drove through Dartmouth this morning, just driving, went out, got a coffee, and then drove through downtown Dartmouth. And man, on a sunny day, sun's out. Brightwood had their windows wide open. Like, man, spring's coming and
Beautiful.
It is going to be a good year.
Beautiful.
I think it's going to be a great year.
Where are your favorite places on the map to go? Speaking of maps.
So from day one, me the Rasta. Jamaica, man.
Welcome to Jamrock.
Oh, man. Brethren. Jamaica's crazy.
Why?
Shout out to my Jamaican boys. Scoot, Lopez, Baller. These are my Dow guys. We live together.
Oh, yes.
They put me on to... I knew some Jamaican, but I wasn't huge into it. But I lived with them, and they put me on to some serious dance hall and reggaeton and reggae music that was just, like, still to this day, some of my favorite artists. Sizzla, Jock Cure.
Okay.
Oh, man. All those guys are serious. So then, obviously, with that passion, Shan lined up a trip to Jamaica. We went to Jamaica, and it was my first time going down south.
Okay.
Again, I've been to Vegas with my family. Haven't really gone anywhere else far. She took me to Jamaica. Woo! Man, and this was just an all-inclusive. I say just, but it was still beautiful.
Yeah.
An all-inclusive in Ocho Rios. Nothing too fancy, nothing too crazy. But man, the characters, the culture, the people, I loved it. Fell in love. Ended up going back to the exact same place the next year. It was... she got a crazy deal on it. They screwed up somehow. We got the flight super cheap. Like,
okay.
I'm talking like under $1,000. It was like, I think it was close to $600.
What?
For the both of us. For an all-inclusive.
What?
Yeah. They basically had it listed $0 plus the tax. So we ended up, she was like, what? Because she's a shark and she's always on that stuff.
Yeah.
She saw it, clicked it, boom, got a confirmation, and we were kind of like, so I guess, we're going to Jamaica. Okay. Let's go back.
Yeah.
And we had just been at that exact same resort. And we paid about $1,000 each to go to it.
Oh, jeez.
And then so we knew what to expect of it. We didn't know. It could have been like, this might be sketchy as anything, right? But no, went back. And then the year after that, we went to Negril with my cousin Syke and Megan and Shannon. We 4 of us went there. And man... Negril surpassed it. Negril was like, we were off the resort. We weren't on a resort. We were in like a little tree, not a tree house, but like a little cabin in the woods, but across the street from cliffs and a resort. And it was beautiful. And you could walk everywhere. Rick's Cafe, that's where the 7 Mile Beach is. Yeah. Again, just a beautiful place. You're even more in the culture. You're even more in with the people, the food. We had a beautiful dinner. With a older couple who had a restaurant. Husband cooked, wife did the cleaning. Every now and then they'd have their daughter out. I think it was a daughter out. And we was right next to where we were staying. Cheap, good food, authentic, real stuff. And we got them to host a big dinner for us on our last day at the restaurant. And when I say restaurant, it's like 2-3 small tables in like a little outdoor house, a little Jamaican house, right?
Yeah.
But it was good food and it was quality. And they set it all up for us, and we had grilled lobster, and man, they treated us well. So Jamaica was wild. I definitely say I'm supposed to be from there, but I'm not going to get into that. I'm Jamaican. At soul, I'm Jamaican. Anyways, Jamaica was wild. First trip. After that, went to Barbados.
Okay.
Barbados is a smaller...
You really think you're Jamaican?
No.
Okay, just checking.
But I like to push it.
Okay.
Because if ever it comes out that I am, I'm gonna have to see. I gotta get to my uncle. This takes full circle here. I gotta call
Irish.
my uncle.
What's the other side?
Yeah, Irish and Jamaican. That'd be sick.
Yeah, imagine.
That'd be wild.
Yeah.
Second place was Barbados. That was wild. It's a smaller, friendlier Jamaica, I guess I'll say. A lot of the same culture, a lot of the same music. Food is similar, but it's tiny. I don't know the population of Jamaica, millions in Jamaica.
Okay.
Barbados is like 200,000 people on the island. So it's again, we stayed in an Airbnb right on the water. It was absolutely crazy. We had groceries. We had a lady that would come to our Airbnb place every morning with fresh fruits and veggies and everything that you wanted. We had eggs from the market.
Oh, man.
Public transportation is $1 US, and it's literally a big van that bumps some wicked music and just drives along the main road and takes you all night long. $1. And you're like in with people like going home from work. And like it's just extremely... I highly recommend going, especially if you have like kids or, you know, a young family or something. Man, Barbados is up there. Bali was probably the craziest one.
Yeah, that was...
Bali was the craziest one for sure. 18 days, I want to say. 17 days, something like that.
What was that like?
I can't even get into all the places because I probably can't even remember all the names of them. But again... Anyone needs a trip, man, call Shan.
Shan Chap.
Call Shan.
Trying to go somewhere.
Yeah, get at her. She will set you up with something.
Where's your favorite?
We hit like 5 islands, something. I don't know. It was crazy. We were on boats from one place to the other, staying in these beautiful villas with private plunge pools. The plunge pool? Like just like your own, like a big tub outside, but it's a big pool. Like just a wicked little plunge pool in a private villa. And they're cheap, man. People are amazing. Yeah, it was crazy.
Where's your favorite place to have photographed?
Ooh. I want to say Europe.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yeah,
I remember some.
But I think that's only because it's probably. And once I say this, I'm gonna go take another intermission piss because I chugged water.
Smart man.
It's biased because it is the place I probably took the most pictures at, and I'll come back to that.
Okay. Pee break. BRB. Okay, what were you saying?
Europe, man.
Europe. Tell me about Europe and taking pictures.
Best time taking pictures there. It was a trip with just my mom and I.
Yes, Judy.
Yeah. Shout out to Judy. Yeah, Judy in the city. She had a social media moment there too, where she was
popping on Twitter.
Yeah, there's Judy in the city.
Yeah, I remember
down
that.
in Boston.
Yeah.
I love that.
I remember those days.
So
we seen LeBron dunk on Jason Terry.
Yeah, that was wild. I forgot about that.
And then he hit the game winner.
Oh man,
over Boston.
That was great. That was great. What a time.
Anyway,
I love
keep
Boston.
Going. Yeah, keep going.
I really do love Boston. What a great place. Anyways, so Moms and I took a trip to, this was when I was in the mix of getting on the job as well, becoming a firefighter.
Okay.
It was right after my big interview this is like phase 5.
Okay.
Did the interview, worked well, went on a trip to Europe, started in Paris. Then we went to Amsterdam. Then we went to Berlin, Germany. Then we went to Switzerland. My uncle lives in Switzerland.
Oh, shit.
Not my Ancestry.ca uncle. His twin lives in Switzerland.
Oh.
He's lived over there. He's lived in Hong Kong. He's been all over the place.
Shit. Okay.
So we ended the trip staying with him. I took my camera. Shan did not come with us. And man, did I ever get some stuff.
Yeah.
And I really honed into it on the first day and this was like my social media prime now. Now you'll be lucky to get a post from me every 6 months.
I remember those days.
Yeah. I'll get back into it eventually. But yeah, man. Posted like 3 solid pictures a day from where I was at, kind of described it. Yeah. It was just, man, Europe is so... You been to Europe? Yeah, you've been...
Scotland. I'm going to London in May.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I would like to go there. I would really like to go there. Europe's just so different everywhere. I feel like just to say Europe is not fair because almost every place in Europe has its own like unique characterization.
Actually, yeah, Scotland and London don't count. That's UK. So no, I haven't been to Europe.
Yeah, I don't know that shit. Just like I don't know. What school teach me nothing?
Life taught you everything.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I just took a lot of stuff there. It was a lot of amazing buildings. Yeah. We did a lot. We walked around a lot. Just amazing places to be. And it was kind of diving into really the photography scene and mixed with the video because I started with video. I didn't start with photography. And obviously they kind of mesh with each other, and it's almost easier to get pictures than it is to do video because video is a bigger production, blah, blah, blah.
You think?
Certain times.
Like you can obviously just taking photographs.
Really?
Yes. And maybe it's because I keep telling myself this, but I find photography much more challenging than video. Substantially. Oh, yeah.
Interesting.
Because I've admired that you take photos and do video because I'm like, I can't do that shit.
It's funny because the photo is more like just I wouldn't even say passion because that passion would kind of make it seem like I've been doing it forever and it's been my passion to take photos, which it hasn't been. I've always liked photos, and when Instagram came out, I put the filters on and did everything everybody else did. Yeah. But then I got the camera. I just like depth of field and different looks of stuff. Yeah. Anyways, I just kind of fell into it, I guess. And then Europe was like, I'm not going to take, I have nothing to take videos of, but there's so much beauty here that I want to take as many pictures. I took a lot of fucking pictures. And my uncle, who
How
ended
many pictures?
Fuck, man, I don't know. I wish I had that fact for you, but a lot.
Thousands.
Like thousands of pictures.
Okay.
That folders would just, a lot of them obviously be like, maybe 10 pictures of the same corner of a building. Right. Trying to get the right focus point or whatever. But yeah, a lot of pictures. I'd spend nights the same way. I did editing. We'd have a full day doing whatever. Might take a little nap, but I'd stay up and go through all the pictures so that I knew I had stuff for, like, I wouldn't just let it pile up. Right. It was interesting to go and do it, edit it right away.
You like doing that.
And I don't do that. I know, but I get away from it now. Like now, I don't know why I fell. I think it was this. I think I only did it for social media. I think I only edited those pictures and did them right away and did everything is because I was in the moment and I was like, I need to show this to people. Right. Now it's like I don't really care to put anything up. Right. Don't care to post. I'm still on there. I look at a lot of them. It's still on Instagram all the time. Right. My own personal stuff is not out there nearly as much anymore. So that doesn't drive me to do it quickly. You know what I mean? I have archived drone videos from Barbados that the world has not even seen.
I remember you telling me stories about having things that you created and no one ever saw, and it's just there. And I was like, really? So why would you do that if you're not going to create it to show anyone? But then you're like, no, it's not. It's not about showing people. It's about the fact that you enjoy creating the thing.
I also think not my biggest, but one of the things about me is that I'm picky with stuff. I'm so picky with what I put out there. Yeah. It drives me crazy because it's to the point now where I just don't like, again, to go to those, for an example, there's 3 Barbados drone videos that I did. yeah. Anyways, you saw how they were all similar, and I wanted to put them all at the same time, and I just didn't do it for whatever at the time for whatever reason. Something wasn't perfect or right or the way I wanted it, and it just hides, and I never look at it again. And there's some drone stuff from Bali that we were there that literally have not touched. I'll put a couple things up here and there, or like see like there, like that. Is
it's a sick photograph.
Rice fields, and again, it's just I have drone videos of that place, and I just don't touch them. I'm guilty for that a lot. That's why I feel like I need projects I'm interested in to drive me to finish them. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like I need that motivating factor to finish it, because if not, I'll just like the video, like the preview stuff from the AUS. Yeah, it's sitting on my computer. It's there. Yeah. It was filling up my space on my computer. Instead of just fixing it and finishing it, I was like, I'll get to it. Yeah. Whatever. And then just, I got to stop putting things. If I really want to get back into it, and if I really want to, like, I don't know, promote myself even more. Do you, though? Do I want to? Yeah. No, not really. Because I feel like with that comes more pressure to keep up with it. Right. And more pressure to take on jobs. Like, I don't actively look for... Right. projects or or for artists. I don't want to. I'd feel bad telling people like no, you know what I mean? Like, no, I'm not. I don't want to do a project because I say yes to. I'm very easy to say yes to. Yeah. I mean, I can agree to, even if I don't really want to do it, I'll be like, okay, yeah, that works. I feel like I'm a helper. I need to. Yeah. I have the skill. I feel like I can do it. It's not backbreaking to do it. Right. So if someone asks, I'll probably be like, yeah, okay, it sounds, we can make something work probably. Yeah. But it won't be like a full commit to it. Right. Unless it's something I like Andy stuff. Like I like doing that.
It's hard. It's hard to care about shit you don't care about. And to give energy and effort to things that don't matter to you.
Especially when there's nothing in it for you. It's that's part of the world, man. People are selfish. People are I remember, and I think I might have told you this or brought it up or said something before, but it was something about not being able to get, like, don't try and get your friends to do things for you because people are selfish and they're going to want something for it, or it's just not going to be as much pressure on them to do it. If it's like, if I'm doing you a favor. Yes. I'm not going to, go above and beyond and stay up till 4 a.m. and do the things that take away from me for a favor because I'm your friend, sometimes it's easy to do, but when you really need something done, you can't rely on someone to do it.
You either need to pay someone or get someone who's incentivized
otherwise. Right. Yeah. That just needs to get the work to better themselves. Yeah.
I have a co-op student.
Exactly.
They're going to do the work regardless because they're incentivized to do it. And I've even run into that similar issue with building the podcast and building the things that we're trying to do. Like, I can't afford to pay people to help. Yep. So you see the type of effort that people give when they're not incentivized by money. And then it's like, okay, well, what are you incentivized by? And then basing... It's tricky, right? Yeah. Like, people are selfish. So people are going to do what they want for the reasons that they want. And it's almost like... when once put in a particular situation is the only time you can see what the outcome of that situation could be.
Yeah, makes sense. It's crazy though. Well.
What else is on our list? I don't think there's anything else. I think we might have got through the whole list.
Speed off everything.
What's it like to be a videographer and a photographer? And the differences and the similarities in each.
I think we kind of touched on that a little bit as far as coloring and editing and the vision of stuff. It's a moving picture. To put it simple, probably people are going to rip me up for saying that, but I don't know. I didn't go to school for that stuff, man. I don't even call myself a photographer or a videographer. I make videos and I take pictures. I'm a firefighter. That's what so before I used to see myself as kind of as that or like leaning towards that, but again, I know a fraction. I know enough to get what I want to get done. I didn't go to school for this. I took a couple courses at NASCAD when I left SMU. Some Linda, a lot of YouTube, and a lot of camera in hand. Go mess up,
do it,
take a million videos, do your own thing, find different things you want to do. Watch a lot of like creative stuff. Like Vimeo at one point was my best friend because Vimeo demolishes YouTube when it comes to storytelling and great mini movies and production stuff that I find I like to do, like that really creative look, but crisp and clean. And you know, I don't do animated stuff. I do a little bit of weird animated stuff, but nothing like. My favorite videos are widescreen, put some cinema crop on there, simple, and tell a little bit of a story. And it's worked. And I don't venture past that. You know what I mean? I found one thing that works and I stick to it. I try to. And I won't let myself get out of that lane if it's something that is out of that lane. Someone wants something done because I could possibly do it, and I made those mistakes early on with AUS and doing those. You know, I committed to some animated videos that I had to teach myself after saying I would do them. And it was stressful to learn it in a deadline period of time. But I did. But from that, it was like, okay, I know what I can do. I know what I like. I'm going to do what it. You know, a chef doesn't come in and say, "Yeah, okay, you want me to build you a set of stairs too? Yeah, no problem." You know what I mean? So I'm not gonna. I do it. So saying I'm a videographer, I get it, but I take videos and I take pictures.
And you have fun.
I have fun doing it.
And you enjoy yourself.
Key
life, baby.
Enjoy your life, man. Find something you love. I love my life.
You got anything else you want to add?
Check your smoke detectors. No, but for real, man, I don't know. Life's good. I love my job. I love my wife, my fiance. I love my dog. That's it. I like to travel. I shoot videos. I take pictures.
Jeremy McAvoy.
There we go.
Where do they find you on the internet if they want to find you?
If they want to find me on the internet, my Instagram is Mr. McAvoy, MCAVOY, and just MR at the front of it.
Spell it right.
I'm on Twitter, but not really.
You still use Twitter?
A little bit here and there. Not really. I have it on my phone. I check it every now and then, but not really.
What do you check Twitter for?
There's fire stuff on there.
Okay.
There's fire updates. There's this Halifax Twitter guy, which this is actually something pretty interesting. We're getting back a little bit. Nobody knows who he is. He has access to hearing the calls. Like, basically, you can there's broadcastified networks that can tune into scanners that can tune into radios.
Okay.
So he usually knows what's going on. And he tweets a lot about, like, if we get a call at the station to go somewhere, he'd be like 13 Quint responding for blah, blah, blah.
Right. And
gives updates and whatnot. And
shit.
I follow him and just like fire stuff. Like there's training stuff on there. And yeah, that's it, man. Find me on Instagram.
Mr. McAvoy.
That's it. Thanks for having me, brother. This was cool.
I'm glad you came.
This was really cool.
It was fun, right?
Yeah, it was good, man. It was chill.
We just hang out and talk shit.
Yeah.
You come back again.
I'll be back.
We got more. We got way more classic stories.
Find a topic and stick to a topic this time.
This is great.
You like
this is great.
Okay.
This is what we do.
Sunday sessions with Matt.
We just hey.
Sunday sessions with Cap. I like it. Well, shout out to everybody. Shout out to Shmew. Shout out to the whole chatting family. Shout out to my bro, Wayne. Shout out to my dog. Shout out to moms.
Judy.
Yep. Shout out to the fire department. Shout out to my boys down 13. Yeah. Shout out to everybody.
A lot of shout outs.
Yeah. I can do this forever, man.
It's good.
Yeah.
Good.
Shout out to everybody.
Sending love.
Yeah, man.
This is the Change the Narrative podcast. Thank you for listening. Oh!
That was dope. Time flies.
It's fun, eh? Drink this water. Hydrate.